Evening. Looks like I'm getting very boring in my old age. Complaining. Just tonight I watched a Bill Maher video from about 1 month ago. And well, as you can imagine, around the world, people being locked up, locked in. They were drinking a lot in the daytime. My wife used to say to me, "Can you start drinking when you finish work?" Well, I like to have a chew to cool me down. And this happened in Britain 10 years ago. That so many young people were just drinking so much. And if you look, and I was commented on this before about, young Americans and the drinking. They're all having rounds of shots. They're just starting to drink after work. And video that a lot of young Americans, they're dying at a tremendous rate because they're just drinking too much too quick, which of course is sad because it's a wasted life. I'm going to try a bit of onion without the crisp now. Maybe it's better without the crisp. I saw something the other day about uni, and they can actually be a pest on the ocean floor. They destroy the ocean floor if they are not taken care of by other predators. Maybe better without the crisps. I don't think I've been on this. Oh, maybe I have. I don't usually come on at this time. Good evening now. That's better. Clean the lines a little bit. Uni is a a delicacy food, which I didn't like for a long time until I got used to it, and it's beautiful. And it's not cheap, but yeah, it was on off price tonight, so I had a box. Yeah, I was just talking about. I was watching a Bill Maher video, and the problem over the last year of people drinking, and I think this was on the news, and it seems now that everywhere is selling drinks, even at the local stores, the convenience stores, they're selling beer, draft beer at the stores. Can you fucking believe it? Yeah, what it was, once you get used to it, some people can't tolerate it, or their mind can't tolerate it. But and they were talking about, I think this was in the news, there was like a massive brawl at Chuck E. Cheese. Should never, when it's a kids venue like that, people shouldn't be drinking. Not even one drink, because kids can get into fights, and then the parents get overprotective. Yes, he was showing this where you could get a cocktail in a fucking plastic bag. But the crazy thing is, he's a fucking millionaire, so he should be he should have his own fucking cocktail bar at his house. Be good to get it going again. Okay. You're getting a bit of a reaction. I'll get my job soon. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess I'm at Manchester, yeah? Yeah, I heard that people were having some bad reactions with the second jab. I'd like to give a second jab to fucking Boris Johnson, straight in his fucking face, the cunt. What's happening here? Oh. I don't know if Toby, if I used to go to Wally Range in Manchester, that's where they had the motor detachment for the Royal Marines. I just, this is the world. They've got the same in Canada. They had the same in America with Trump. They're fucking electing arseholes. The arseholes are fucking rising to the top. You've got access to Xanax. Be careful. No, he wasn't. Boris was not fine when he was fucking mayor of London. He's been a cunt all his life. The fucking his great granddad was kicked out of Turkey. He was in fucking cahoots with an American woman, giving her a load of fucking ratepayers' money in London, and he was fucking this woman, and then like looking after her. It's just a fucking. He's just a cunt. He fucked over his wife. You know, like he was fucking people right, left, and centre. You know, because women find him attractive. Without a doubt. They find him funny, they find him attractive. Without a doubt. But he's just a cunt. Yeah, but we have got to live with that fucking cunt. He's in charge of a fucking country. He's out of his fucking depth. He's fucking morally corrupt. And I want to fucking kick him in the balls and his fucking head. So, as do a lot of fucking British people. Yeah, his new wife is a lot younger and looks like she's got some kind of fucking hold over him. Hello, miss that. But the thing is, the Lord Mayor of London, he's got access and he's got fucking control over funds. That's the problem. Hello, Usu, konbanwa. Yeah, well, I think he's recovered from that now, yeah. What, you mean he's got it again? Oh. I'm trying to fucking hold this thing up with two fucking nuts from a fucking car. Not fucking drivers, I mean fucking hub nuts, wheel nuts. Cut! This is the problem with... See, the thing, to get to the top now, you've got to be a sycophant. So you've got to kiss the arse of fucking everybody. So someone that rises to the top is sycophantic, and they just fucking... They've got no moral, they've got no fucking strength, they've got nothing. They just fucking suck up. They suck up to everybody to get the top, and when they get to the top, they suck up to everyone else. It's not fucking good. The countries need people like Joseph Tito, where you don't fuck about with them. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Usu. But that looks like Moscow, doesn't it? The thing is, he's a fucking joker. He's a clown. There's no doubt about it. He was like this. He's been like this all through his fucking life. And his father's no better. It's like, you know, Jake Paul, those two cunts, their father's the same. Yeah, I'm not even sure what's happening with that. I don't know anything about what the Northern Ireland thing, Ro. Yeah, exactly. They have an attitude that they can't do anything wrong. You know, like his sister's been on. Have I got news for you as well? It's the same with the Paul brothers in America. You know, I have no idea what's happening with Northern Ireland. I haven't read about it. And but I used to have views that like they could drop a fucking nuclear bomb on Ireland in the 70s. Maybe a little strong, but no, no, those are they're even fucking bigger cocksuckers. One of them's died actually. No, no, the YouTube brothers, that cunt that came to Japan and showing a fucking dead body on his YouTube channel. Yeah, their dad is the same. Same fucking thing. But I think, like, my dad was a cunt without a doubt. A horrible cunt without a fucking doubt. And I would never say anything. He had a sense of humour, that was it. But I had a mate, and he said to me, well, because I'm all right, because I'm just like my dad, I'm all right. You know, you've met my dad. But the thing is, his dad was a cunt, but his son didn't realise his dad was a cunt. And if you don't realise your dad's a cunt, then you won't have a good life. All right, Tom. Yeah, right. He said, "Yeah, I ate those kids. It was just like something from fucking Scooby Doo." Yeah, that was one of the top fucking shows, wasn't it? While we're on about cartoons, as you know, America is the king of cartoons. I don't like Roadrunner, but Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, the little guy that can't talk properly with the fucking shotgun. But fucking Calvin and Hobbes and Charlie Brown, they're fucking shite, without fucking doubt. They're not funny at all. Even fucking, what's that guy on the little fucking bubblegum wrapper? What was his name? Joe something. Remember that little pink bubble gum and you used to get like a comic inside with it? A little cartoon? What was his name? Now, as I'm like, I watched this video. Yeah, there you go. The like one company, but I'm looking at a photograph now, and it's Bill Maher, and the guy that died. I think he died. Is and Geraldo, and Geraldo was talking about mental illness in America, and that was the first thing he said that would seem to make sense. Yeah, Bill Maher. I think it's funny. I remember the Tootsie Pop Owl. I don't know that one. What? Bill Maher is a god complex. Oh, I don't know about that. But but without a doubt, Bill Maher has got his admirers and his enemies, without a doubt. The Tootsie Rolls, I have no idea what that is, man. I wonder, but what he's on this video, he showed like, just thought that is a fucking really good idea. You know, where they're already mixed, they're delivered to your door, and then I guess, well, you got to provide the ice cubes. No, I don't know that at all. That's maybe an American thing, mate. Sorry if I'm missing comments because my phone is further away than usual. Even though I don't need glasses yet. Mr. Bean, he used to be 67 now. He's a fucking... Yeah. All right, pal. Thanks for chatting. I'll maybe see you later. It's night time. It's very late here now, pal. It's about 10 o'clock at night. Oh, the phone's holding up by itself. The Tootsie Roll Pop Out.
Yeah, I couldn't help you. Max, do you believe that the U.S. has learned from our experience in Vietnam? Terrific book, by the way. Great book, great writer. It's obviously not in Vietnam, but I assume this person means somewhere else.
Unfortunately, I think we continue to make a lot of the same mistakes, and this is a frustration for me as a historian. You can study the history, you can draw the lessons, but getting people to actually internalize them and act upon them is something else. And for example, today across the Middle East, when we're fighting the war on terrorism, I think there's a tendency to think, especially on the part of the president, that American bombs and bullets will win the day. And there was a similar tendency in Vietnam to think we could bomb the Viet Cong into submission. General William Westmoreland thought we could kill the Viet Cong faster than they could be replaced. And the guy that I wrote about, Edward Lansdale, said, no, this is never going to work out. The only way to win is to have a viable in-state, a government in South Vietnam that the people can actually support. And today we're not really focused on creating governments that people can support across the Middle East. We're just focused on bombing and then leaving. And that's not going to be a successful long-term strategy.
Yeah, I know he talks about ISIS being annihilated, but they may be annihilated in Syria, but they're just going to take their talents to
South Beach.
Well, that's what I was.
But I mean, in their case, Libya or Somalia. No, that's what I was invoking. I couldn't.
Remember what happened with Al Qaeda in Iraq? Al Qaeda in Iraq, which was the predecessor of ISIS, was annihilated by 2011. The president out of Iraq, a decision I opposed. As a result of that, he created breathing space for ISIS to arise and to take this vast caliphate across Syria and Iraq. And my concern is that Trump today is going to repeat that very same mistake that he and other Republicans were criticizing not so long ago.
Do you think?
Isn't it also true, if I might say, that we always look at our model as the model for other countries, and we have no idea who all these tribal things and all this history? And I think we always try to get these people to do things our way, and they don't have what we have to do that.
They define freedom differently. I mean, that was George Bush's big mistake. He was like, everybody loves freedom.
We also forget that it's all about religion in the Middle East. We don't understand that the Shiites are different than the Sunnis. We changed the order, and the Iraq invasion of 2003 unsettled the society that had settled. However, maybe unfair it could be perceived from people in a democratic society. But religion rules in the Middle East. It's been forever, millennium, it'll be forever.
And history that happened 600 years ago to them is like yesterday.
Yeah.
That's not just the Middle East. That's a lot of countries. Yugoslavia, when that place fell apart.
Yeah, you got to have on-the-ground understanding, like the guy that I wrote about, Ed Lansdale, who spent years in the Philippines and Vietnam and really came to understand the society, and he was trying to talk truth to power to generals who thought they could just bomb their way to victory. But today, I see, unfortunately, a similar mindset where, again, there's not, in the White House, you don't see a lot of people who are very worried about the dynamics of tribal society in Iraq or Syria. Trump just wants to throw, bomb them and then think that we're going to win that way.
We have the phrase wag the dog. Other presidents have been accused of starting wars to distract. Do you think Trump is above that?
No, I think that
there's almost nothing that Trump is above, I would say.
The move of the
Geraldo, I'll hold him.
When you say something like that, what you ignore is we get one president at a time. We get one president when he succeeds, the nation succeeds. When he fails, the nation is failing.
I'd love to see him succeed.
Yeah, so would I.
When you alienate yourself from the government and say nothing they do is worth a shit, then the country.
But that's not what we're doing.
We're not saying we don't want him to succeed. What we're saying is that his absence of fact-based decision-making, and as Geraldo just pointed out, as Bill just pointed out, the decision to move the National Guard to the border, I view as a manifestation of a bad week. He wants to distract. He does something that
Barack Obama did the same thing.
No, but not at this moment. Not with
George Bush did the same thing.
Not in that way.
There are worse.
We all want him to succeed. But this guy.
But by the way,
when was the last time you said something nice about?
Ask me that.
Earlier in the show.
Okay, when was the last time?
When he made when Kim Jong-un said, let's meet, and Trump said, great, let's meet. And all the liberals said, that's crazy.
Great.
And I said, no, you know what? These two guys probably are the two craziest people in the world. They might understand each other. I also supported moving the capital to Jerusalem. So, believe me, I am perfectly capable of agreeing with him when he does something.
Another one that's important, the tariffs. You know what? Democrats should stand up and say, you know what? It's time we stood up against China. We should do it as a global coalition, not as one-off deals. Somebody had to stand up. China was gaming the system.
Wait a second. I don't think Democrats ought to be supporting Trump's trying to start a trade war with China. This is not going to work out
We
well.
need to stand up to China on trade.
Yeah,
It's
but
about
not,
time we did
but
that.
not this way. Not this blunderbuss
I
approach
said
with
not
this
this way,
massive
but we need
tariffs.
to stand
Yeah.
up. It's about time somebody said
All
it.
right, Elliot, what do you think of Republicans deregulating the banks and some Democrats deregulating the banks?
Well, here's the thing. Single most moronic policy move I've seen since moving the National Guard to the border. It is, I mean, this is the fact that 10 years after the crisis, we want to go back because of 08, just makes no sense. Banks are lending, they're lending enough, the economy is booming. Why go back to minimizing and limiting the amount of capital they need? It's insane, simply insane.
But it's also, I completely agree with you. One of my happiest moments in Washington, D.C., they are few, was when I worked on the Wall Street Reform Bill, sat there at the bill signing, saw us really try to turn the page from a time when the Wall Street and the banks wrote all of the rules. And the fact is, they still are the biggest donor to Democrats and Republicans in the financial sector. And seeing that list of Democrats that Elizabeth Warren had the guts to call out, that list of Democrats who are just saying, you know what, let's deregulate again, let's go ahead and join with the Republican caucus. This is why the Democratic Party is not as popular as it needs to be with working and middle class people of all races.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, panel. We did it again. First up, he's the Peabody Award-winning Fox News correspondent at large and author of The Geraldo Show, a memoir, Geraldo Rivera. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Been a while. Yeah. Great to see you.
Stage.
Yes, yes. We shared a stage in 1994. Do you remember that?
Gary Shandling.